Good morning, everyone, and happy Halloween. It's Monday here on the set of John Gary TV, and we are about to do an intermediate reformer workout. So, this is a special day for us. I want to welcome not just the kids who are on my website, johngarytv.com, on the live page, but we've also opened this up today to our YouTube subscribers. And this is only the second time that we've done this. So if you got a message and you tuned in, welcome to you as well. We're going to get started in just a second. So here's how this goes. Right now, I'm going to talk to just the live viewers. This is just a special section that we do before we get started with the workout. And then in a couple minutes, we'll do what we call a fresh start, and I'll do a little countdown. And from that point on, that's everything that actually gets put into our library. We have a really big library of classes that we've done that are reformer-based and mat-based and fitness-based. So everything that we do live, you can catch later in our library. And if you don't catch it live, then it's a great way to catch up with it. We always have notes for every class that I teach. So you can download the notes, and that's great because you can take them right into class. If you're an instructor, you can take them right into class and do them. If you're an enthusiast, you can bring them. If you don't have access to the video where you're working out, you can actually bring the notes. We put thumbnail pictures of every exercise on the notes, so it's a quick reference for you in case you can't remember what that particular exercise was. So that's all for your convenience. Now, the notes will be updated after this workout because every once in a while, actually pretty much every single time, I change an exercise or two and then we update them in the notes. If you want to get involved in the conversation, you can only do that on our website on the live page. And if you are checking us out today, please check in and say hello to Tucker. He's actually he's hijacked my sign in today because that's how we need to do it if we're doing a live, if we're actually inviting people from YouTube as well as our own subscribers on johngarytv.com. So we hope that our live YouTube subscribers will join us on johngarytv.com because you get so much there. You get all of these live classes plus all of our library, and our workshops, and the ebook that I did. So I hope that you will join us there as well. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty here and get our workout started. So we're actually going to get it started in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's workout. I am going to be doing an intermediate reformer workout today with a little bit of a fitness flair. So this is going to be a mix of traditional reformer exercises as well as some fitness-based ones. For this workout, you're going to need a reformer box. I'm going to be doing just a couple of exercises that are with a platform extender. So if you don't have a platform extender, that's okay. But if you've got one, you're going to be using that as well. And you also need a maple pole for a few of the exercises as well. So as I said, this is an intermediate level workout, and we're going to get started right now with footwork. Let's talk about setup for footwork. I have my foot bar in the all the way up position. I've got my headrest set for comfort for my head and neck, and I'm using 3 full tension springs. I'm on the Merrithew reformer, which the springs might be a little different if you're on a different manufacturer's reformer. So what I'm using are 3 of our heavy springs. Those are marked with the red. They're full tension springs. If I mention a 50% tension spring, that's kind of a lighter to medium spring. And then if I say 25% tension spring or quarter spring, that's our lightest spring. That's marked with the white at the end. So you can adjust your resistance accordingly to the style reformer you're using, or if you need more or less depending on your strength or the challenge that you want for this exercise. So I'm going to get started right now with our footwork. I'm going to come down onto the carriage, and what I want to do is position myself toes apart, heels together. Knees are going to be shoulder distance apart, and I'm going to be in this nice neutral alignment with the spine here. Shoulders are open. I'm going to take a big breath in and exhale. Just to kind of get prepared, I want to draw up on the pelvic floor and draw in on the abdominals. And then I'm going to inhale, press the carriage out, and return, and then inhale again, and exhale, return. I'm gently pressing my heels together here, guys, so that I can zipper through the inner thighs, pressing out and coming back in. I want to keep this neutral alignment, so a little space between my lumbar spine and the carriage with my pelvis in its nice level position. Hip bones and pubic bone parallel to the carriage. I'm going to do this about 8 to 10 times. I'm zippering through those inner thighs, and I'm having the feeling of pulling the carriage out rather than pressing the carriage out. By that, I mean I'm pulling the back of the thigh down. I'm really working through the glutes and hamstrings. Now I'm going to switch and take my feet and wrap my toes over. My legs are still together. I inhale out and exhale to come in. So I want to make sure that my breath is fluid. On this one, guys, you're going to feel a lot of quad work, and what I want you to avoid is snapping the knees at the end. So I really want you to control the range of movement here and really let those hamstrings kick in at the end. Let's do a few more of these. So this is a warm-up. It's not supposed to feel like you're doing a leg press with weights. It's a lighter resistance, but enough to get your muscles warmed up and really to work those smaller muscles in the feet and ankles. Now I'm going heels on the bar, pressing out. And again, lengthen away and draw it back in. I want to push through the center of the heel and try to keep my forefoot still in space as I press out and in and not kind of let the toes crank back with me. That's going to really add to that challenge of not being able to control the knee joint at the end. So control the ankle joint. That'll help you control the knee joint. And then come back in. From here, I'm going into the high half-toe position. Now, you notice that I am moving at a quicker pace than I do for our beginner clients, and that's really because I want to get that blood flowing, and I can do that and still control the movement. Now, if I'm out of control, of course, I need to slow it back down and find those deep core muscles to help me control the movement. That's it. Inhale out, exhale to return. 2 more. Inhale out, exhale to return. Now I'm going to add my lower and lift here. So I inhale out, exhale, reach the heels under, inhale, lift, and exhale, return. Stay parallel, reach under, the glutes should be hugging each other, lift up, and return. And again, reach, and lower, and lift, and return. And again, inhale, exhale. Now I'm just doing 1 each time here. I'm not increasing, which is what we would normally do. I would increase the number of lower and lifts. Just doing 1, getting that nice range of motion. Let's do 1 more time. Reach, lower, lift, and return. Now, I'm going to go into my second position here, legs turned out. I'm just going to do a couple here, pressing through. Knees are tracking right over the center of the feet, reaching away, pulling back in. Strong core activation here. This is a great one for helping to engage the glutes, that external rotation, extension of the hip. Really is glute work. All right, so I'm coming in. I'm going to change my resistance here. I'm going to go down by just 1, and you can adjust it accordingly for single leg. I'm going to start with my right foot on the foot bar, high half-toe position, left leg tabletop, and I'm going to press out. We're going to do 4. And I'm keeping the hips steady. And then I'm going to go right into my bicycle. And I'm going to do 4 of those. Reaching out and pulling in. Stretching away. And then I'm going to add. So then I'm going to go into a knee extension at the end. So I reach out, extend the knee, bend, and come back in. So it's kind of the beginning of our développé, but it's a really good way to kind of warm up the quad and give a dynamic stretch to our hamstring. And then come back in, and 4. This might be 1 more than, but do 4. All right, and then I'm going to switch to the other leg. I'm going to start with the leg tabletop. Inhale out and exhale, and really focusing on keeping the hips square here. 1 more. All right, and then I go into that bicycle, reaching away and pulling back in. Draw the leg in. Keep the hips steady. Fluid movement, but controlled. And then add the reach. Stretch. And then come back in. Inhale. Exhale. And then come back in. And 1 more. Reach it up. And then come all the way back in. From there, guys, I'm going to go into feet in straps. So I'm going to keep the tension where it is because I have 2 full tension springs on, and that's perfect for me for feet in straps. And I'm going to take the straps and place them on my feet. So I push back, put a strap on my foot, and then add the other one. And then from here, I'm going to start with legs parallel, and I'm going to keep them together and press them out. Feet in straps is usually one of people's favorite parts of the workout once they get used to them because it's so dynamic. It really challenges the core to keep the legs from moving all around. And it just feels really good. Really allows you to dynamically stretch the muscles. And then exhale, point the feet over the straps, come back in. I'm going to just do that 2 more times. And then I'm going to move just quickly. I'm just going to do a couple kind of lift and lower. So I'm going to inhale, the legs come up, exhale back down. I'm going to get ready for my short spine by lowering the headrest down. Just a couple here. This really helps lengthen. And then I'm going to turn them out. So inhale up, exhale down. Whew, feels really good. And stretch back out. 2 more. And just 1 more time. Now, let's go into our short spine. So headrest is in the flat position, same springs. I start with my legs out on the diagonal. Everything is in neutral in my spine. I'm going to inhale, rotate the legs to parallel and hinge them up. And then exhale, I'm going to articulate up off the carriage using my abdominals and lengthen up. From here, I'm going to turn my legs out, press my heels together. My knees come down, but I don't collapse into that position. Then I roll down through the spine. Notice that the feet stay still in space. I'm not moving the carriage yet. Then I pull the feet down and roll the hips down. That'll move the carriage out, and then press back to the start position. So again, you inhale, turn to parallel and hinge. Exhale, roll up off. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, roll down through. That's the beautiful part of the stretch. Abs really connect as you pull everything down, and then press out. So a little more fluidly now. You want to connect all of those different movement patterns in a really nice fluid manner, really controlling everything as you roll down through and press out. Now, we're going to do this just 2 advanced levels. So I'm going to turn to parallel, squeeze the legs together. Now from here, instead of hinging at the hips, I immediately roll up off. Then everything else stays the same. This actually ends up being more work. As I turn the legs to parallel, I'm really working through articulation of the lumbar spine, really using the abdominals to help me come up here, roll down, and press out. And that's just a little bit of a kick up to advanced. I'm going to take the straps off my feet now. No, I'm not. I'm going to put the straps back on. I totally forgot my little intermediate series here of beats. All right, so I'm going to start with my legs turned out, heels together, arms resting down by my side. I breathe in, I exhale out, and then I do a quick open close and then come back in. Now guys, when I open and close the legs here, I open them only shoulder width apart. They're turned out, and then the emphasis is on bringing them back together without bouncing them like that. I want to really control it. It's going to take a lot of adductor control to be able to do that. So let's do that. So it's an exhale out, another quick exhale as I close, and then inhale to come back in. Now I can go to 3 beats as long as I can control it. Point the toes over the straps. Use the inner thighs to conduct this exercise rather than just flapping your feet. Really control it from the proximal end of that lever, from the adductors, and then come back in. Now from there, I'm going to go into my frog. So the legs should start laterally rotated and stay laterally rotated throughout. I inhale, the legs come up. I exhale, bend into my diamond. I inhale, open out to the sides. And I exhale, pull them around. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend into my diamond shape. Inhale, extend the knees from there, and then dorsiflex, pull around, and point at the end. Up, and bend, and reach, and around. One more time. Up, and bend, lengthen out, and pull around. Now from here right into my stag, one leg bends, the other leg reaches out to the side, and I alternate from one side to the other. Now, my goal is to keep the pelvis from tilting as I do this. I want to keep equal pressure on both straps. That'll help me do that. And one leg, one heel is coming down the center line. The other leg is reaching out to the side. Really control it with the obliques. Inhale in, exhale out, and out. And then from here, I'm going to move the straps into my hands, and I'm going to go into coordination. What's great about this whole series can be done with the same spring tension. You can change it if you want to, but it's really meant to be done just fluidly from one to the other. Now, make sure you're not on the shoulder rests here. If you feel them behind you, shimmy down the carriage a little bit. Start position is up in flexion, elbows and knees bend. I inhale, reach everything out. I exhale, do my beat that I was talking about before. Then I'm going to flex the knees. Then I'm going to flex the elbows. Breathe in and beat. Draw the knees in, flex the elbows. And reach, beat, knees, elbows. Let's add 3 beats. Reach, 1, 2, 3 beats. Knees in and then elbows. I inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And again, reach, beat, knees. That was not great. Let's try that again. Reach, 3 beats. Got it. Knees and elbows. That's why it's called coordination. Okay, then we're going to come up and spin around, and I'm going to go into my reverse teaser. So headrest is down. I'm going to switch it to one spring. This is one of my favorite ways to introduce teaser on the reformer to my clients. So for this one, guys, what I'm going to do is just take these straps and I'm going to fold them over. So if you have loops like these, you can fold them over. Otherwise, you can just use the shorter strap if you've got a double strap. But you want them to be shorter. You can also just shorten the length of the strap as well. You want them to be shorter for this exercise. Now, what I'm going to do is face the back. I'm going to shimmy forward until my seat is close to the shoulder rest. And I'm going to come down onto the carriage just to test this. What I'm looking for is for my shoulder blades to be off the carriage so that I can extend back over it. So if you've got longer hair, you want to get it out of the way because you definitely don't want it to get caught in the springs here as we do this exercise. Now, from here, I'm going to roll up through. And I'm going to do the first one with my feet resting on the headrest. So I'm back off my sit bones. I'm not sitting up tall, just relaxing here. I want to be leaning back. My spine is lengthened. I'm holding onto the straps. I'm going to do a bicep curl and roll down through. Then I'm going to extend over the end of the reformer as I reach my arms, not down by my ears, but up toward that opposite corner of the ceiling. And then I'm going to bend my elbows, and I'm going to roll right back up through. Let's try that again. Inhale, roll down. Reach. Inhale. Bend the elbows. Exhale up to the top. If you want, you can have the legs either tabletop or straight. Inhale, roll down. Exhale, extend. Inhale, roll back up. It's cheating if you're resting on those shoulder rests, so get your legs up off the shoulder rests. Inhale, roll down. Exhale, reach. Inhale, roll back up. One more time. Roll down through. Reach. Bend the elbows, and then roll right up to that balanced position. Now, I'm going to scoot back here, and I'm going to take my maple pole and put it right through the loops. And I'm going to start with my legs out. I'm putting them on the outsides of the shoulder rest. They can be on the inside if that's more comfortable. I'm not leaning back anymore, so I want to get some range here. I'm going to sit near the back of the reformer, but remember, we are not rolling back for this. So stay right there. Then I'm going to start with my palms facing down on the outsides of the straps, and I'm sitting up tall. I'm going to pull the bar right to the center of my chest and come back in for my row. And then what I'm going to do here for this one is add another full tension spring. Because I'm going to do 10 of these, and I want this to really work across the back of the shoulder and the traps. So coming through and back. Exhale, pull. Inhale, forward. Draw it right across the chest. Keep the spine lengthened. If you need to sit up on top of something here to make sure you can stay in a neutral spine, do that. Pull and come back. I'm really bringing those shoulder blades together behind me without squeezing them together. I'm letting them glide toward each other. And I'm controlling that as I return. Let's do that 2 more times. And just 1 more time. Pull and forward. Now for this next part, you definitely want to take that full tension spring off, unless you're Superman. You're going to sit tall, and I'm just going to reach up and come back down. Exhale, lift. Don't let your ribs pop. So meaning keep that neutral spine as you lift up and lower. Let's do 5 and 4. Exhaling as you lift. 3. Shoulders stay out of the ears. 2. And 1 more time. Lift and down. All right, from there, we're going to go into our low row. So again, I'm going to pop another spring on. And I'm holding with my palms up here, and I'm coming right down into my lap. So I'm pulling the elbows back, but I'm keeping my hands low, the bar low, running almost right across the top of my thighs, so that I can feel the lats kick in. That's it. Exhale as you pull. Give yourself a little pause back there to really feel those muscles engage before you release it forward with control. And 1 more. All right, guys, now what I'm going to do here is scoot forward again. Make sure before you do this one that you've got room behind you. I'm going to scoot forward, and I'm going to roll down with this one. So I breathe in, I exhale, roll down. As I roll down, I simultaneously pull in. So I'm in this flex position, holding onto that bar, and I curl for 10 and 9, and exhale 8 and 7. Elbows reaching forward. 6, strong core. 5, and exhale 4 and 3. 2 more. 1 more time. Pull it in. And then roll and reach all the way up. Now, from there, what I'm going to do is lower down the resistance here. I'm going to hold on to the outsides of the straps again with my palms facing down. Now, 1 spring is going to do it for me, but you may need to adjust this. Instead of rolling down, I'm going to hinge back like so. So you're in this kind of teaser position, but try to keep your spine lengthened. Then hold onto those poles, press it above your head. Exhale, press and hold, and press and hold. Let's do 3 more. Press and hold. 2, so it's an overhead shoulder press, and 1. Now from here, hinge back up. Now, if you want to get started with just doing 1 of those and then increase the number of repetitions, you can. But that's our hinge back with shoulder press. Now we're going to move on to some sidearm kneeling work. So I'm going to take the straps and lengthen them here for this next part. And I'm going to keep that 1 full tension spring. Now, I'm going to start standing on this one, and I'm going to hold on, not to the bottom of the pole like I've done before, but kind of to the middle of the pole here. And I'm going to start with rotation and just turn to the side and turn back. Now, I have my knees bent, and I've got my hips flexed. It's an athletic stance, and I'm going to add some rotation of the pelvis. So I'm turning here, really working, using my glutes to help me turn the hips. So this isn't as much about spine rotation as it is about pushing with that leg, this leg, and really grounding it and getting the glute work in there. Let's do 4. Try not to hit the stopper on the return. 3. I'm really pushing into that bottom heel. 2. And 1. And that knee might straighten a little bit as you rotate it. I love that exercise. Then I'm just going to come onto my knees on the reformer here, and I'm going to do my regular side twist. Now, on this part, I want to keep the hips still, and I want this to be about spine. So I'm going to take the pole put it right in front of my sternum, keep it there, vertical, as I rotate. Now, if I'm hitting the stopper, I can just scoot my knees a little bit closer to that gear bar end for more range. Exhale, rotate, inhale back. Exhale, rotate, inhale back. Let's do 3 more, and back, and 2, and 1. Now, what I'm going to do is start with the arms straighter. So I'm going to scoot even closer to that end of the carriage here, and I'm going to have my arms relatively straight. I'm going to bring the bar toward me as I begin to rotate, and then I'm going to push it out as I turn all the way, and then bring it back in front of me. So I'm adding arm work to this now. Breathe in, exhale, punch. So it's kind of like a little back row chest press combo. Press, and come back in. And again, press it through, and come back. Make sure your outside hand is the one underneath the strap so you don't lose it or get your arms caught up in the straps as you do the exercise. Let's do 2 more. Press. Breathe in as you return. 1 more. Press, and come back. All right, so that one, we really did work from the ground up. Now, let's do that on the other side. So I start holding on to the pole, hand closest to the pulley is above it, hand furthest away is below it, and I get this athletic stance here, bent knees, bent hips. I'm going to scoot a little bit more this way. Now, remember, this is big global leg muscles rather than spine rotators. I'm pushing with this leg. I'm pressing. I'm not adding arms, just keep them steady. Push. And again, push. So there's a little bit of a shift. I'm pushing with my back foot, but I'm trying to shift toward my front foot. You're still going to feel all the work in that back leg, this leg. Press, and back. 3 more. Push, use that glute, and back. 2 more. And 1 more time. Press, and back. Now I come onto my knees. I hold my arms in a perfect circle here with the pole right lined up with my sternum, and I rotate and come back. Rotate and come back. Strong obliques. Turn and come back. 2 more. Rotate and come back. 1 more time. Rotate and come back. Now I'm going to bring that pole into me and push it out and come back. Bring it to me and push it out. So I get my arm work in there as well. Let's scoot a little bit closer to the edge of the carriage and come back through. And come back through. Let's do that 2 more times. Right in away. And 1 more time. Right in and away. And come back in. Whew. That's a tough series. Now, I'm going to turn around here. Let's put those straps there so I can get myself situated on the carriage. And I'm going to face the front for my front rowing. So I'm going to have a seat. And I'm going to take a strap and place it on either side. Now, I'm still using 1 full tension springs. I haven't changed them. And because I really want to focus, this isn't about the chest press, even though that's what it's called. This is about the core. So your setup on the reformer is crucial here. What I want you to do is come in front of the shoulder rest. I want you to be about 4 to 6 inches in front of it. So, or even like 2 to 4 inches. What I want you to feel is if you were to rock back, you're going to feel yourself hit the shoulder rest. That tells you that you're either have too much resistance or you're not challenging your core enough. Now my legs are folded because I really want to work as much as possible with the shortened lever of the legs so I get into the core. And I press out and come back in. I press away and come back in. Let's do that again. Push and come back in. My hands are on the outside of the strap so I don't lose them. And exhale, press and come back in. Keep the spine as lengthened as possible. So you've got to use, believe it or not, your back extensors here to help you stabilize because of the hip flexor and adductor work that's trying to pull everything forward. And press. So stay right up on top of those sit bones. And press 2 more times. 1 more time. Press. Now, from here, we're going to do our tricep press. So Here's what I'm going to do. I just take my hand, I take my whole arm, reach it under the strap, and hold on to the outside. So I'm actually holding the exact same part of the pole, but the straps are now on top of my arms. Of course, I'm going to lift them up high enough so that they're off my shoulders. My elbows are bent. Now I'm leaning forward here and trying to keep the spine lengthened. I'm going to press up and bend. Exhale, press and bend. And do that again. Push right up. Try to lengthen. Stick your butt out if you can so that your back doesn't round in the lumbar part. 2 more times. Press. Look down, not up. Press. And then come back up. Now, I'm going to use the shoulder rest here. So I'm shimmying back so I can sit up tall. And my elbows are bent. I'm going to hook my thumb right around the strap here to hold it in place. And then I'm going to articulate from head down, flexing, trying to get the straps to just touch my arms. Now, if you start with your arms too low here, you're going to not get any range. You've got to be able to lift your arms up, so reduce your resistance if you need to. Your arms need to be lengthened, not straight, but lengthened. And then flex over from there, drawing the abdominals in. And really focus. This is going to slow down, guys. This exercise is done slowly. So you want to lengthen up, lengthen up, lengthen up. Feel the length, feel the length. Work those abs under tension, and then flex forward. And then lengthen up again. Breathing in. Your lats are kicking in here too. And exhale forward. And then lengthen right back up. We're going to do this one more time. And I don't know about you, but I am starting to shake. And then come all the way back up and bring that down. Woo! That was tough. All right, so from there, it's amazing. Light spring, but if you do it correctly, you're working hard. All right, let's take the straps off the pole and put the pole away. We're going to go into a long box, guys, so grab that. Because we just worked the anterior part a ton. I'm just getting my straps ready here. And I'm going to grab the box and put it on long box position here, foot bars down. And 1 full tension spring. You can adjust that if you need to. For this one, I am going to work on keeping the spine in a neutral position for this version of the exercise. My chest is off the front of the box. The bottom of the rib cage is on. My legs are active, even though I'm not trying to lift them up. I'm keeping them engaged. My abdominals are working here as well. And I'm holding on to the poles. So I'm going to hold the strap and the pole. That's going to help keep the dangling off the floor so you can hear what's happening. And I reach up. Now, find your long position from head to toe, and then from there, pull the arms back. What I want to do is lift the arms, if I can, higher than my body. So I'm going to draw the scapula forward. Notice the front of the shoulder doesn't roll forward. It stays open. Pull back. And down. Pull back. And down. So a nice dynamic movement here. That's why I took the movement of the spine out of it, so I could really focus on the movement of the shoulder joint and shoulder girdle. And moving this quickly, you don't want that spine movement in there. 5. You want it to stabilize. 4. And 3. And 2. And hold it back there. Rotate so your palms are facing the floor now. Bring them out to the side and pull back. 8. 7. Palms face the floor the whole time. 6. Don't let them rotate. Look at them. 5. Strong wrist. 4. Exhale as you pull back. 3. 2. Feel those lats and triceps. 1. Hold them back there. Bend your elbows. Press 10. So moving from one right to the next. 2. 3. 4. Elbows lifted. 5. Reconnect your body. 6. Legs tight. 7. Shoulders open in front. 8. Head in line with your spine. 9. 10. And relax. So that was quite the series. Okay, let's take the box off. And we're going to go into our standing work now on the reformer. So, box comes off. And I'm going to get the platform extender ready for the next one. Let's just have it to the side. I'm going to go on to elephant, and we're going to do elephant round back, but I'm using a lighter spring. So you can use either one full tension spring or go lighter if you want. But remember, the carriage is going to move really easily. So be very careful getting up. Put your hands on the foot bar, make sure it's locked into place, and step up. Heels down, weight back on your legs. Now, my hands are relaxed here. My arms are relaxed. My elbows are angled down. Guys, if you bring your elbows up, look what happens to my shoulders. They immediately want to go into my ears. Drop the elbows down so you can keep the scapula where it's supposed to be, not in elevation. And from here, lift up through the abdominals. Keep your tailbone pointing down, head down, so you have the shape of an elephant. And from there, push the carriage out, pull it in. Now, if you are going up onto your toes to press the carriage away, you're not doing it correctly. Your weight needs to be in the heels the whole time. So that's going to limit how far you can take that carriage back. If I shift to the balls of my feet, I can move my legs way back there. But I want to keep the work in the posterior chain here of the back of the leg. So with this flex position, I'm taking it back only as far as I can keep my heels down and not bring my hips with me, and then bringing it back in. Don't hit the stopper. So I want you to take it back, pull it in, stop it. Use your legs to stop it, not the stopper. Inhale. Don't hit that stopper. Pull it in each time. Deepen the ab connection. Give me 5 more. And 4. And 3. And 2. You should really feel the back of the legs and the abdominals working here. And 1. From there, we're going to keep that same spring on. I'm going to go into the high half toe position. And now I'm going to shift my weight over onto my arms. So my hips are long. I'm in one long line. We're going into long spine, and then we're going to do our push-up. So the long spine, though, I'm putting my feet against the shoulder rest because what I'm going to do is take one leg off. Hold that position, press back, and then come back up. Inhale, press back. Exhale up. That leg is lifted as high as you can without turning your hips. Inhale back. Exhale up, add a push-up. Come down, press up, go back and forward. Your elbows angle 45 degrees to the back, not straight out to the side. If you can't go all the way down to the foot bar, that's okay. Just get as low as you can with good form. Up, back, and in. We're not done. Put that foot on the shoulder rest. Lift the other leg up. Hold your stable position. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Keep the shoulders from visiting your ears. And forward. One more. Back and forward. From here, lower down. Press up. Reach back. Come forward. Lower down. Lift up. Reach back. Come forward. One more. Down. Press up. Back. Forward. Step forward. Lower the back knee down. Woo! Tough series. Now, we're going to work the lateral system. So for this one, I'm going to bring the foot bar down, and I'm going to bring the platform extender and place it right against the wood. Now, if you don't have a platform extender, you can do this. I would put a pad on this wood platform so it's more comfortable here. Otherwise, this platform extender is going to be your best friend. Now, you're going to take your top foot and bring it forward. Let's get this right. Bottom foot and take it back against the shoulder rest. And then I'm going to come down onto my forearm, and I'm resting on my hip. For the beginning, guys, you can take your top hand and put it on the carriage. That's probably good to do for the first one. Make sure the bottoms of your feet are against the shoulder rest. You're going to press the carriage out, lifting your hips up, and come into a side plank, and then come back down. Now, if you can, take your top hand, place it on your hip. Push out, and come back in. And again, press out, and come back in. Now, you can adjust that resistance accordingly. Up a little bit if you need more help, but that's going to be a lot more shoulder work. Down a little bit if you want it to be more challenging for the core. or one spring if you want it to be just perfect, and then press it out. From here, you're going to take the top hand and reach it to the ceiling. You're going to drop that hand over your head as you lift your hips and bring the carriage in, side bend. Go back out to that long line. You can inhale, lift up, exhale, press out. Inhale, pull that carriage in as far as you can, and press out. Now from here, we're going to go into the twist. So you're going to lift your hips up, rotate, reach under, breathe in, exhale back. Now inhale, rotate toward the ceiling. Now go into your side bend, and then come back, lower down onto the carriage. There's a lot going on in this one. So here we go. Press out. As you press out, take your arm up to the ceiling. Now from here, lift your hips and rotate and reach under. Then press back out. Now, open to the ceiling. Then when you come back, lift your hips and go into your side bend, come back, and come all the way back down. Let's do it one more time. Breathe in, press out. Go into your rotation, kind of elephant. Rotate under, reach, reach, reach. Come back. Now push away from that platform extender so you can open the chest to the ceiling. Then really lift your hips. Come back to the side. Drop your head. Take your hand over your head. Come back up and lower it all the way back down. Woo! All right, we're going to do that on the other side. Here we go. So I'm flipping over. My top leg is forward. My bottom leg is back. And I'm going to start forearm on. I'm going to start just going right into my press out to side bend and in. And let's do that again. Press out to side bend, pull it in. One more like that. Press out to side bend, hold it. Now from here, I'm going to lift up, reach over, and then come back out to the plank. I'm going to lift up, pulling the carriage in with my feet as I flex to the side and come back in. One more. Lift up. Good, and come back. Now, hold it there. Go into your twist, lifting your hips, pulling the carriage in and rotating. Come back out. Hold it there. Turn to the ceiling. Now, do your side bend here, lifting up, pulling the carriage in, lifting your hips. Come back out, and then return down onto the carriage. We've got 2 more of those. Press out into your side plank. Rotate, lift up, pull the carriage in. Press back out. Now rotate, reach for the ceiling. Lift the hips, slide the carriage in, come back out, lower the knees, and return back to the start. Last one, here we go. Press out, rotate, lift up the hips, turn, come back, turn toward the ceiling. Now lift the hips, pull the carriage in, up, 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 out, and return back to the start. Okay, it feels like that should be the end of class, but we still have some more stuff to do. So I'm going to take the platform, and for this next part, I'm actually going to use the platform. If you don't have a platform, bring your foot bar up and use it like you normally would. But I'm going to do hands right here on the platform and feet against the shoulder rest. I'm doing a straight back here. So I'm going to find my neutral alignment, strong core, press the carriage out, pull it back in, pull it back in, pull it back in. Good. Then bring it in, lift the knees off, press back, bring it in with a straight spine. We're doing this with the straight back, obviously. Inhale back, pull it in, back, pull it in. Then take one leg off. No, don't take one leg off. Press out, pike, come back, knees in, press out, pike, come back, knees in but not down, press out, pike, in, one more, press, pike, down, and in, lower the knees down. Woo! Really nice core series, really nice plank series. I love doing it with my hands on the platform extender. It's actually might be a little easier for people with wrist issues than being on the foot bar, all right? Now we're going to move the platform down to the side, and let's do some cool down exercises. So turn your legs to the side for mermaid, and sit on the carriage. Take one hand on the foot bar, one hand on the shoulder rest. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale over. Come back up. Lower the arm down. Let's do the other side. Breathe in and over, up and down. We're going to do one more like that. Breathe in. Now, press away and flex over. Come back up and down. Just keep your breath flowing. Breathe in. Exhale over, up and down. We're adding rotation. Breathe in. Press away. Rotate toward the carriage here. Bend your elbows and press out. 1, 2, and 3. Now push down on that bar. Extend the spine. Press back out. Come back to the side. Come up and over. Let's do that same thing to the other side here. So a little variation for you there on that rotation. So turning toward the side, one hand on the foot bar. Reach up, press away, come back up and down. Now we stretch over toward the legs. Reach up and down. We do 2 of those. Breathe in. Exhale to press away. Come back up and down. And then the other side, reaching up. Go over to the side, up and down. Now we're going to add that rotation. So you're going to press out, rotate toward the side, hollow out, round your upper back. Bend the elbows and press them out. 3, 2. So it's kind of combining what we do on the Cadillac here. 1, and then come up, lengthen, press back out, slide over, come up and down. Reach over to the other side, up and down. Now I'm going to go up and spring here for our hip rolls. Just going to use 2. Come down onto my back on the carriage. Make sure your headrest is in the flat position here. Heels against the bar, and this is just spinal articulation. So breathe in and exhale, peel up. Then from here, press back and just stretch. Hips will lower down. You should be in one straight line here from the mid-back out through the heels. Then bend your knees, raise the hips as you come in. Roll down through. And do that again. Peel off. Breathe in. Exhale, push back. Inhale, return. And then roll down through. One more time. This should feel really nice. Roll up. Push back. Return. And roll down through. All right. Now, single thigh stretch. I'm going to have just one spring on. So the carriage is going to move very easily here. The spring side, I'm using the spring on the same side that I'm kneeling on for this. I'm going to take one foot and place it on the foot bar. The other knee is down on the carriage with the foot against the shoulder rest. From here, I lengthen the spine, and I'm just going to get that easy stretch back. So stretch through and come back in. Let me just adjust my knee here a little bit. So push back through that back leg, lengthen back, and then come back in. And just one more time. Reaching away, pressing back, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen all the way back. Get a good stretch back there and come back in. Now let's change the heavy, spring over to the other side and finish this up. So knee against the carriage, foot against the shoulder rest, opposite foot up on the foot bar, lengthen your spine. Use your back leg to guide this, to initiate this push back. And then come back in. Try to keep your spine lengthened. Press back. Lengthen away. Press back. And come back in. One more time. Pushing back. Lengthen away. Reach back there. And come all the way back in. And just put your feet against the shoulder rest and sit back in a quick shell stretch, rounding the lumbar spine, hollowing out through the abs. Take a couple of breaths. And then roll up. And you are done. Well, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this reformer with a little bit of a fitness flair workout. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thanks for joining me. All right, so that does it for this episode of for this workout for Monday, Halloween. I hope you guys have a great Halloween. If you're like my team, we partied over the weekend. So today, Halloween is actually a recovery day. But I hope you have a great day and a great couple of days. And we'll see you again here live on Wednesday for our mat workout. Be sure to check our library every day for new content. All of our workouts and classes go into our workouts and classes page in our library, and we put them in newest ones you'll see first, and then they go back in time. So go check those out. Go check out our workshops and our exercise demos, and I'll see you again on Wednesday. Goodbye.